So you're okay with being recorded, right?
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay. All right. So it's cold there. Is that what you're saying?
Sorry?
Is it cold there?
Yes, from today it's the winter has shown its face.
And how cold is it?
It's about, I'm just checking, it's 8.
Whoa.
It's 8, yeah. And in at night it will be down.
Well, it's cooler here too. Actually, today it's raining.
Oh.
Just in the morning. But so you get more rain in November. But the good news is, I don't know if I told you or not, but our return flights to Canada were canceled.
Oh.
That flight was just canceled. So we've been all this time trying to get new flights, and we just got them this morning.
Okay.
So I'm feeling a whole lot better. We're going home on Tuesday. We go from Alicante to Barcelona and Barcelona to Toronto, and we have tickets. But you know what? It's been very difficult. Because I mean, we're less than a week before we leave, and we didn't have any tickets.
That is so disturbing, confusing, and not harmonious state of mind and body.
That's right. You got that right. So anyway, we've got tickets, and now it's just a matter of packing up here, because it will be empty now until May. And so, we put things away and cover things and so on. Anyway, I did read your chapter 9, and I did give you a response. How are you feeling about where you're at now?
I found that is helpful to me. I went through that. Just only one thing I was stuck, or I'm not much clear, or let's say clarify that about the passion. Like you have raised the question, like you haven't noticed my passion there. So how how do I understand? I may understand in two ways. One is I understand. Yeah, I understand in two ways. One is yes. I have been also feeling like my as it's not like it's very life affirming experiences while going through chapter 9, because everything was there, it was there, and it's done, it's already explored, and it was not excitement because it was already there. So there were not much excitement, there was not so much passion to work on that and explore something new, because that was a kind of end or full stop or something like that. There was a pause, big pause, let's say. Maybe that was the reason. Another is like from socio-cultural perspective, which I had been discussing in the whole thesis. I question the passion as when we have too much passion, we experience, or I experienced restlessness, and that is the restlessness is not the positive life affirming energy. When it is in balanced form, like when there it's with it goes along with ignorance and happiness, then that works well. But if I had only passion, too much passion is kind of disharmony. So maybe I had two expression there. Yes, I don't find passionate myself. So if I look from that perspective, yes, the same passion from when I began my writing and continued with that, with the exploration. it doesn't seem there. I also experienced like while developing as well. Even you have noticed, my supervisor also noticed, and you have, uh, as he said, you have ended this chapter very like in a hurry. It seems like you have you have ended this chapter in a hurry. Actually, I did not do that intentionally. I did not do that, but mm, honestly saying, I did not have much to say there because it was already there. Like in other type of writing, it may be like everything we do in the other chapters, and we come and discuss in the final chapter, and there may be something new exploration and something very something surprising one. But what I found there is I have been discussing and exploring and exploring and exploring, questioning the passion. And here right now, maybe like I was not passionate because I might have attained a kind of harmony. Like, yes, this is the model which we had been looking for, and I got it. And this is the TPD model, and yes, it is here. So there, I don't need passion over there. So I had two answers for your question, but I could not mention there. Just wondering, like, how did you find that I did not have passion there? And it was there, yes, you rightly pointed. uh, and it is very mixed answer for that. So I don't know, I will be I need to include this answer there in this chapter or not. But what I have thought is to address your query and also my supervisor things, like after my presentation. That means, oh, sorry, I have forgotten to tell you, like on 25th November, I have a departmental presentation. Date has come,
Ah,
and
okay.
I'm going to present on that day to my colleagues. There will be my other critical friends who share the research site, their faculty members, my supervisors, and other research committee members. So there will be a very big group
Mhm.
gathering, and there I'll be presenting on 25th. So what I have thought is, after that presentation, after getting feedback, and I will be looking into all the issues, and I'll be adding some pages there, at least two pages or 1 2 pages, making like a concrete understanding of the whole research journey. So I have thought about that, but till now I haven't like found very something new. The only new thing which I have said now, that I have got two answers for your query. That is the that is the thing.
So, what if you spent the next few minutes and just talked out loud about what you learned in this research? I mean, I think that there's been a lot of learning, and I think it would be magical if you could just talk out loud about what you learned through this whole process.
I feel like whatever I learned, I have already expressed there. I have written there. That is not very new. Only the
No,
new thing which I
no,
have
no,
said.
not new, not new. I think it's really important for you to review what you learned through this process. And I know it's in there, but now we're doing a summary.
Okay.
So for your reader, you're summarizing what you learned in this process.
The major learning or my contribution or achievement is, I could develop, or I could present or propose a new TPD model, that is living model of TPD, that is school based, that is participatory, transformative, and it has the success story. That is very important part, because it has come up with the success, not as a failure but a success. So that is very important part.
Yeah.
um, the very thing is what I had been seeking, I could be able to explore that. That is very another interesting part. Like sometimes what I have heard or read is like when the researcher delve into the process, they may not find their answer or they may not reach as they expected or planned. But although I my planning were like I had to sift like go to one plan one to plan two or three or something like that, but also I reached to the destination and I could explore the model. So that is the good part for me. Another is regarding the harmony. I have been experiencing and I have been getting like whatever I have been writing there, that is real to me and I have experiencing in my life. And what I say, I can connect to my life and my living. What is there? What I write there, that is it is very honest way of expressing in my writing. The only fear is validation, like how the readers will find it and whether they will find it real or not. That is the major challenge. Otherwise. I cannot show like opening my heart like this is the real one, but I experience that and I really can connect in my life and living the particularly regarding the harmony and disharmony. And major contribution, I feel like socio-cultural perspective for my research is another new learning for me, and I have began to think like uh, from a different perspective. Let's say if having a socio-cultural perspective, I can if I did not have socio-cultural perspective, I might have different kind of exploration. And other thing, like for other researcher also, this could be one example. Yes, we can also think in this way. So this could be give a very good example to think differently. So that is my new thing which I have been discussing and which I have been experiencing as well. Uh, Other main two things what I notice is uh, one is my poetic inquiry that is unique to me. That is unique to me, and uh, like more than in my sentences or in my narrative, I can write in poetic form, and that gives me more sense, and not only to me, for many other. And from that, I find so many perspectives or perspectival interpretation, or let's say people interpret my poem very differently in many ways. So that I find very interesting. Another is my paradigm, that Jnana Pragya paradigm. Let's see how it makes sense in the greater, bigger audience. Recently, I have submitted as a chapter in one of the book. I have just tried whether it works or not. This abstract is accepted, but let's see how it goes. But still, at least few people they have acknowledged it internationally. Now let's see how it moves on. The new paradigm, that would be a great contribution. So these are the things which I have been popping out many a times when I'm not writing and not discussing with the chapter things. So have you got what you have you? No, you are not audible.
Just talk a little bit more about this new paradigm.
Okay, new paradigm is if I have coined the word integral, this is an integral paradigm. This is a constellation of three sociocultural or Eastern wisdom traditional perspective. or paradigms. The first is the Prasna paradigm, that is akin to critical paradigm. It is similar to critical paradigm because it, like in the critical paradigm, we raise the questions. In the Prasna paradigm, what happens is we ask question to ourselves, to about us, our inner worlds. Like, for example, who am I, why I want to do that, something like that. It's about the inner, we ask question about our inner world. So this is Prasna paradigm, and we have so many Upanishad. Like there is one Upanishad, Prasna Upanishad itself. It question, like in, if I have to translate, the question Upanishad is Prasna Upanishad is our literature, from where like the Eastern wisdom tradition has foundation. All the Upanishad has a foundation of the knowledge. So Upanishad are the major ones. So there is one Prasna Upanishad, and there are many other Upanishad where the knowledge construction begins with a question form. So it begins from the question. So that is the one paradigm. After that, I have mentioned Kala paradigm, that is art, integration of art. Why it is art paradigm is, why have I said not postmodern paradigm, because postmodern is also is related to art, but it is about not in postmodern paradigm. It is art is for the individual, for the artist, or who use the art, or for the one who is for the individual. But for my paradigm, for Kala paradigm, it is for the common good, not only for me, it's for all. So that is beyond postmodern paradigm. It's akin to postmodern, but it goes beyond. So in that way, I have discussed is, I have not going against Eastern wisdom and Western modern worldviews or Western discourses. What I have done is, Western discourses are not enough to discuss or to explore or to address my issues, and I had to go further beyond that. So in that way, I have discussed. And then after Kala paradigm, then I had Artha paradigm. Artha means meaning, meaning that is more akin to interpretive paradigm. And it also goes beyond interpretive paradigm, because meaning is not about others, it's about life. It's about not only, like, it's about teachers' life, teachers' living, teachers' way of living. Like every time when we talk about teacher, we just think about student, curriculum, pedagogy, and everything. We forget about teachers, their own life. So it's not only talking about this paradigm does not only talk about the teachers' life, but also the student life, their pedagogy. So it goes beyond that. And finally, I integrated all, and it comes under integral paradigm. Like I have not. It begins with Prasna paradigm, and then Kala paradigm, art, and then goes to Artha or meaning paradigm, and then the constellation of three refers to Jnana or Pragya. That is, Jnana or Pragya can be translated as knowledge or wisdom, and that is all about. Comes under integral paradigm. Not I Integral means I have just taken as a metaphor. Like integral means it's connect all, it's embraces all, and then from its embracement of all the three, or constellation makes a Jnana or Pragya, that means knowledge comes out of that. So this is my paradigm, Jnana or Pragya paradigm, and it is holistic, and it inclusive, and this is integral. So it under this, this paradigm, under this paradigm, how have I made sense of it is there are many texts, but particularly the Bhagavad Gita, where I use the sociocultural perspective, Raja, Tama, and Sattva from that also, and another the Vijnana Bhairavi text. Both are both are the Sanskrit text, and they have this kind of knowledge co-construction practices there. They have they begin with question. They have art, like whenever they cannot, for example, whenever the teacher or the main guru cannot make it explicit something, he or she shows the gesture, or they have the art of the dialogue, or to make something like to make something meaningful or express in a meaningful way, they use the art is not like different forms of art. It's for in our perspective, art is life, art is everything. Like art is, have said, is a lila, means it is a way of living. The world is art, the creation, everything, the world's creation is art. We are part of art, and we are also part art. So in that way I have discussed there. And from those texts I have been uh, citing and making sense of it, and all I could connect with the image of or the narrator there. And then I have used uh, participatory action research and autoethnography as methodology there, or inquiry approaches, uh, or research space. I can name a little differently, or recently I have used participatory action research approach and autoethnographic approach, or I might call that evocative autoethnography as well, because I have got reference of that. And these two are both are like first auto participatory action research was not enough to make to attain and sustain or nurture harmony, inner and outer. So I had to adapt autoethnographic inquiry, and both approaches are purusa like and prakriti like. That means the image of or the narrator, male, masculine and feminine, which you can see. So both approaches are complementary to each other, and they are there in the both approaches, but one is not enough, and I needed to adapt. So out of that I have mentioned about the living theory methodology there. Out of two approaches there comes or the narrator methodology. And what is difference in my paper and this dissertation is there is one difference in my paper. Living all my values or living love, uh, and enhancing it in a very how much I can do, as much as I could, I enhance. I talk about that, and I understood, like if I had to improve my practices, I had to leave my value to the fullest. So that was my interpretation and discussion. But here, what is the difference is about the qualities or values which I had been talking, the particular terms or rajas, tama, and sattva. What I have discussed is leaving them is not enough. Balancing is very important. Living is fine. Ignorance is also necessary. Then passion is also necessary, and happiness is also necessary. All are important. Yes, we may not have happiness. We have to attain that. We may not have ignorance, or ignorance with how have I defined is awareness of unknown. That is unawareness of unknown and awareness of unknown. Too much ignorance is bad, but some ignore realization of, yes, I don't know this thing, I don't know, I may not know this thing. That is the ignorance which we need to have as quality to us, so that there will be the space for learning, and we will be learning all the time, and that is the quality. I used to, like I discussed in our AERA symposium also, I realized there also that I used to think ignorance is bad and we should not have ignorance. And this thing which I have been telling now about this ignorance and passion and happiness is critically examining socio-cultural perspective in my belief, because here ignorance is like in our discussion what happens is ignorance is considered as negative, passion is fine in medium, and happiness is a greater one. That I have questioned that, or I have not I argue that, or I am not satisfied with that. I critically question that. No, we need ignorance also, we need passion also, and we need happiness, but in balanced form. So that is, I did not only blindly or uncritically use as the cultural framework. Rather, I question, and I also re constructed my understanding. Maybe there may be in that literature, there may be other discussion or interpretation. I have not found it, but also I realize that is my understanding that has come up with the research. So out of that, what I have been telling about is difference in living theory methodology, and here the difference is that only the major difference, that is the new learning for me. What I have thought, I had to live my value to the fullest. That was my understanding, but here, yes, I need to live all, but balancing is important. So that is a new understanding for me. And all these three are the constellation of harmony. If there is, if I did not have ignorance as my quality, I may not experience harmony. If I did not have passion, I may not. If I had balance, then only I could attain and nurture that. I may not sustain for a long time. That is very higher state. That is the sages or seers, they could do that. Not me, I'm very common person. But I made sense of that from this research.
Now, you just did it. You just explained what you learned. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, we've got this recording. I'm going to send it to you. And if you will write what you just talked about today,
Okay.
you have the essence of your presentation on the 25th.
Okay. Oh.
And you know what? I could hear that energy and feel it. You really now, in a way you have not in chapter 9, you have articulated today what you've learned and why it's significant.
Thank you. Now I'll write that. Yes, I may have one page for it.
No, there's more than a page there. I took notes, and I've got 2 pages of notes. So there is a lot in what you just shared today. And all you need now is to write that. And you know what? It's from the heart. It just flows from your heart. So it's perfect. That is what's missing in chapter 9.
Okay. I will do that. Yes, I'll do.
So I'd like you to do this as soon as you can. I'll send you the video. I want you to write this. And what I would frame it is what I suggested. I learned, and then make a list of the things you learned. And just make points. First point, second point, third point. And then you've got a summary that you can use on the 25th about your research. Yeah.
Yes.
And you now a final chapter that really has sparks. It has magic. It is exciting. It's life affirming and energy flowing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay?
Yes, perfectly okay.
Okay.
Just I want to add one thing. What happened? What happens? What is happening to me is whenever I attain a kind of yes, this it is, then I don't have anything to say, or we may not have anything to express. In disharmony we have some kind of restlessness, and we want to do this and that, we want to tell this or that. It is in the pause and a rest and very calm, and not feeling like to share, because not because of sadness or because feeling low, but nothing. I experience like I don't have anything to say, what to express. So somewhere I we get to hear and read this type of expression, like this is a kind of harmony, or let's say peace, or some people they have defined differently. This I experience it, but so that I cannot I cannot write, or so somewhere I think I need to express this as well. In this state it happens, it occurred to me. Not listening, you are muted.
Um, and I mean, you're not done. You know, this is like a phase that you've completed, this research. But as you know, with living educational theory and trying to live your values and improve yourself goes on for a lifetime. So that's kind of, you know, you could call this, well, next steps are I continue to improve how I live and how I help others and how I teach and so on. And that's the next phase of the research.
Next phase is I have one news to say, not actually news. Like recently, I have met one leader. He is in parliament, not now, but his party is not there. So in the I met him. He is a young leader of our part section, this area, and I met recently with him. And I'm like everyone is surprised, like how could I get access to meet him so easily? I could make that possible because my student was there, and I just communicated once, and I got the meeting appointment for that, and we talked for 15-20 minutes, and I could share about my research in a very short time, and he found interesting. And what amazes me is he had been envision it, he thought about it, and he had tried about it, but he could not sustain the program, and he could not had make it possible in the school for a long time. And he was he had a dream, or he had some kind of aspiration of doing something. And so after few months he will be inviting me to discuss further, and he may or he may not be. What happens in the election, I'm not sure, but still, like I found, like similar to me, there are some other people also, even leader also, they want to, they have yeah, envision this kind of model, or not exactly the same model, but it's a kind of participatory school base, being with the teacher, giving voice to the teacher. And the way I worked, he also had something in his mind, and he had been working but not success. So if we could be together, and I could have I could do something, that would be great. Like the main intention of my meeting with him was, what I said is, uh, that was my very authentic feeling, and I shared with him. What I said is, I'm about to complete my PhD, and I had served in education for this, and in this different roles. But after PhD, I may have different jobs and different things for my earning and living and so on. But what could I do for my own place? I may not do anything because I'm not a government person. I'm not any leader, and I cannot make any influence to my own place where I'm living and I have been living, because this is my place, but I'm not able to do. I may write the paper, I may conduct the workshop, I may train the teachers, I may get money or